Hey, what's up guys? It's your vocal coach, Matt Ramsey. And I have had so many issues singing through my bridge, singing through my break. And then finally, my teacher showed me this exercise that I'm gonna share with you today that really helped me negotiate each of the notes in my passages and in my bridges. Now, first of all, I want to apologize. I'm a little sweaty. I just got back from a run. But in the spirit of really honing in and doing some more physical activity and some more warm-ups with your voice, I wanted to show you this really challenging vocal warm-up. Now, this one is not for everybody. It's actually a really hard one to do because it utilizes one of the really smallest segments of the Western scale, which is the half step or the chromatic. So starting up here on a B4 and going down by half steps makes everything really challenging and really kind of makes you really sensitive to all the changes in your voice. Whereas typically we'll do an octave repeat scale or an octave and a half. With this one, since we're doing the chromatic, first of all, your ear and your voice have to be really sensitive and really on pitch to be able to hear the difference between the half steps. I remember when I was first starting off, I had a really hard time hearing the difference between, a C and a C sharp, for example. And I'll also recommend that this is a really difficult scale to do if you're not warmed up. So if you're not warmed up, watch one of my other vocal warm-up videos. There's plenty of them out there. And what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a descending chromatic octave. Now, I'm gonna give you both the male and the female keys. But the trick here is that we're gonna start above the location of your first passage. So for guys, we'll probably start around a B4 right here. For ladies, we're probably gonna start around a D or an E flat up here, and then we'll go the octave down. Now, there's plenty of great sounds that you can make on this chromatic scale that are going to help you. Today, I'm going to demonstrate it with two different sounds per note. We're actually gonna do a foo-wee, like you're saying, oh, it's a bunch of hooey, it's fooey, like it's BS, okay? So we're on every single note, we're gonna sing that fooey, 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 fooey. And ladies are gonna start around this E flat that's like fooey, 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 fooey. Now, I know that sounds really silly, but we haven't even gotten to the hard part yet. And the hard part is there's gonna be a place in your voice where you're gonna feel a temptation to transition back to the chest voice. Remember, we're starting in the head voice, and when you come back down to the chest voice, you're gonna feel this pull. It's almost like gravity that's trying to pull you back down to earth, that's trying to pull you back down into your chest voice, and I want you to avoid it. That doesn't mean that I want you to stay in your head voice. Actually, it means that I want you to really grace and finesse that entrance back into your chest voice. Let me show you what I mean. So starting on this B, fooey, 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 fooey. Now, I could have done that a lot more gracefully, but it's a little early in the morning here, and so my voice is still kind of getting used to that. But rather than having a fooey, 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 we're looking for fooey, 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 fooey. And you can barely even tell that I've re-entered my chest voice. And that's exactly what you want. You want to make that transition just so seamless that it almost doesn't sound like it. Now, the other thing to note is that everyone needs to take a breath when it feels comfortable for them. Since we're doing a chromatic of an octave, that's really 12 half steps that we're singing through. That's quite a few notes. Technically 13 if you count the octave. So the important thing here is that you just take a breath whenever you need to, no judgment at all. I'm going to go ahead and start and demonstrate it for the guys. Remember, we're going to be singing fooey, a little hooty, a little bit yawny, so rather than fooey or fooey, fooey, the nice kind of yawny dumb sound. And again, that chromatic scale, we're just walking right down all the white and the black keys until we go from B4 down to B3. Okay, let's get it started together. Here we go. Fooey, 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 fooey. Keep going. Take a breath whenever you need it. And there we are. And remember, we're not going for that fooey, 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 fooey. Remember, we want to keep it really steady and even. Fooey, 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 fooey. right? So I'm keeping that really even. And one of the things that you want to do is you want to make that re-entrance into your chest voice as least raw as possible.
It's low.
Fooey, 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 fooey. Now let's do the same thing for the ladies. We're gonna start up here on an E flat 5. And again, that's a little high in my voice, but just to demonstrate. Fooey, 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 fooey. And going down all the way until you finish the chromatic. So going from E flat 5 to E flat 4. Okay, now ladies, we're gonna start up here on this E flat 5, come down to this E flat 4. Guys, you can try this as well. The only change is that you're probably gonna come back to your chest voice really towards the very, very end of the scale rather than in the middle. Ladies, you're gonna transition back to the chest voice around the middle of the scale. So starting on this E flat 5, on fooey on every single note, ready, deep breath, and keep going. Excellent. Keep it really yawny. Excellent job. Excellent job. And remember, you can take a breath in that whenever you need to. It's not really realistic to sing through all 12 semitones there in just one single breath. You can try it. It's hard. But one of the things that I found is best is, just practice along with this warm-up. Let me be playing the piano, listen to my voice, sing along, and jump in and jump out wherever you need to. The only thing that I'll warn you about is make sure that you don't just jump out whenever you need to reconnect to the chest voice. If you can, try to keep the notes between the head voice and the chest voice consecutive. In other words, it's a really, really common kind of trick for people to start on that, let's say a G4 here, where you're deep breath, right? Those are two totally different things. Try to do that in the same breath. Fooey, 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 fooey. And honestly, I'm doing it in such a gradual way, it might even be hard for you to tell exactly where you're doing it, but you're going to feel it. Now, I think it's really important to point out that this exercise is totally stupid and silly and sounds terrible. And there's plenty of other exercises that I can give you that are gonna help you negotiate that passage. However, this is one of the ones that I found actually helped the most because it really helps you sight in that exact space where you're transitioning between the head voice and the chest voice, and it helps you really start to negotiate that and finesse that. That way, the next time you go to sing a song that has some of those notes in the middle, then it's not completely unfamiliar to you. In other words, you're kind of showing your body that this is something that is going to happen, that it's okay, that nothing big needs to change except for little small adjustments in your voice. If you guys found this video helpful, definitely check out my course, the Mixed Voice Masterclass. It's gonna show you a bunch more exercises to help you master that mixed voice and really, really nail down all those bridge notes.